I don't remember precisely where this story begins. Some stories start at page 1, or 9 if your book is unusual. I could start when I was born, but that's not particularly relevant. I'm Dylan. I am 16 years, 194 days, 5 hours, 21 minutes old. 173 centimeters tall, I weigh somewhere around 54 kilograms. I have never left Canada, and I major in filmmaking. 34 days ago, my grade 11 final term film was due. I did not hand in a film on that day. In fact, I have yet to hand in a film. At this point, you could say it's overdue. April 27th, 2011, Super Brothers Sword and Sorcery EP is released on the App Store. I had followed the game's development for months, and now I got the chance to play it. Sword and Sorcery EP is one of my favorite games of all time. I've beaten it twice. I own it on 2 different platforms. It's a beautiful game, but the experience is hard to describe. It's a serene feeling, a feeling of fantastic things beyond yourself, and a feeling of tragedy as you complete your woeful errand. A year ago, I wanted to animate a film in its style. My story sucked. A boy loses his father, goes on a quest, makes some sacrifices, and speaks with his father's ghost. The father banishes the man who is no longer his son, but the son learns kindness through raising his own family. People were against the idea. Friends and teachers recommended I change the story, but the animation could stay. I revisited the story in January 2014 and scripted a new one. In the time that had passed, I had watched a lot of anime, and that played into my new direction. I remember one discussion with my teacher. He asked, "Do you think you can pull it off?" And I replied, "Yes, I think so." I didn't pull it off. My backgrounds required a total of 2,359,296 pixels, which I did by hand. I also needed character design, animation, scripting, sound work, and post-processing. I spent a lot of time on it, but it would have taken a very long time to finish. May 8th came and went. I don't know why I fooled myself into thinking it would be done. Idiocy, arrogance, the inability to let go, the inability to accept my own mistakes and flaws, the fear that everything I was falling away. Hello coffee, my old friend. Hello birds, it's 5 a.m. Spring disappeared behind a window, and I got used to comments on how emaciated I was. I like to think that if I didn't have other things to do, I could have done it, but that's a lie, and my absences were still falling faster than that winter snowfall. June 1st, 2014, I accepted the film would not be done on June 12th, which was the last day of class. That night I wrote a script with an apathetic man who gets into a fight with his best friend. He wanders the city aimlessly until a moment of epiphany, and then makes up to his friend. It was influenced by Inside Llewyn Davis, but I think it was about me. I gave up on that one too. I didn't think the subtleties would come through in the time I had. Monday morning I wrote another film. It's about a man who invents a time machine. I had about 10 days left and the characters and locations seemed doable. I couldn't plot it though. It was too complex to pull off and I was pretty beat. I still thought I could finish it. I bought $192.31 worth of parts to try and create a time machine. After all, I could have really used one. Ultimately, I electrocuted myself twice, but I like to think I know a little about wiring now. Monday, June 9th, I gave up on this film. Nothing. That's it, it's over. I don't know if there's anything left of me. And that's where this film came from. I don't know what I thought. I don't know what I was trying to prove. Maybe I did it because I loved it. Maybe I did it because I thought I loved it. I don't know who's worse, me or time, but I'm certainly less dependable. I considered myself to have one close friend, but I had 97 grade points saying I was better than everyone else. Not by a long shot. Late things pile up, you play catch up. Your joy evaporates, you can't care enough to work anymore, and then you begin to disappear, the idea you had of yourself. Teachers are kind, but they have their own problems, and anxiety already keeps me up at night without their help. I get bags under my eyes and arrive late for school because I can't get up anymore. Don't feel sorry for me. I worked as much as I could, but I was never going to finish anyway. I lost sleep and loved the taste of caffeine. This is a model for what not to do. Maybe you shouldn't always shoot for the stars based solely on the idea that they're better than where you are now. Maybe you just have to be honest with yourself and do what you care about. At least that way you won't disappoint everyone around you. It's hard, with nothing in front of you, an endless expanse, to pick something out of it and write it, live it. Maybe things don't mean as much as you might think. Maybe there isn't an expectation to keep writing the same story. I know that when nothing else matters, I'm going to choose to write this story.